Have you looked out at the world lately, at the massive division, the injustices, at the highest levels, the sheer chaos of it all, and you found yourself just trapped in a heavy, exhausting collision of emotions? Well, if you're on a spiritual path of becoming your highest and your best self, and yet you feel deeply angry about what's happening, and really, quite frankly, quite powerless to do anything about it, well, it's a terrifying crossroad, isn't it? And without realizing it, your nervous system just clenches and you fall deep into this silent grip of the victim archetype. You're quietly believing that life, politics, and circumstances are happening to you. Well, if that heavy weight sounds familiar, please take a deep breath with me. You are not failing on your spiritual path. In fact, you're just simply being human. You're just trying to navigate a world that's on fire right now. So welcome back to the Orchard. And if you are new to this sanctuary, I'm Judy Katz, and I am so grateful that you found your way right here to this space. I personally believe there's probably no accident that you're here. And today you can access your authentic power and feel totally centered amid the outer storms of life. We're going to discover why that anger and powerlessness are paralyzing you. How to safely descend right past the survival mind and then anchor yourself into that unchanging nature of your true creative power. I call it your mighty taproot. And just imagine feeling completely centered and highly functional amidst all this storm around you. So to help you see what I'm saying, I like to use nature to show us just how what we see above the ground is actually determined by what is beneath the ground. I want you to, in other words, what's in our subconscious and unconscious mind is what is beneath the ground of our conscious awareness. And when a tree in the orchard faces a severe environmental crisis, a prolonged drought or a harsh shifting climate, or maybe a violent storm, well, its root system reacts in two very distinct ways. First, there's the survival system, and the tree just sends out a frantic, shallow web of lateral surface roots. You see, these surface roots grip tightly to the topsoil, just trying to steady the tree against the immediate wind. And they're reactive and they're tense, and they're entirely dependent on what's happening in the immediate environment. But if that topsoil is dry and chaotic, well, then these lateral roots remain in a constant state of strain. But deep beneath those frantic surface layers sits the tree's true center of gravity, the taproot. And this taproot, it doesn't care about the passing storm or the dryness of the surface dirt. It just dives straight down, piercing through the rock, anchoring itself immovably into the deep, hidden subterranean waters, and they never run dry. You see, the taproot is where the tree's absolute, unchanging stability comes from. As humans, when we face the chaos of storms in today's world, we usually live entirely in our lateral survival root system. When we get caught up in that classic victim habit of the ain't it awful conversation. Sound a little familiar? Well, we complain, we rage at the news, and our minds just constantly keep circling around the injustice. And we do this because complaining is really one of the only ways that our lateral survival system, it knows how to discharge this immense, uncomfortable, energetic tension that's generated by our external world. We desperately want something to change outside of us because we feel completely powerless to handle the tension that's inside of us, right? So what's the solution? Well, the solution to the frustration isn't to pretend the injustice isn't real, and it isn't to aggressively try to force ourselves to ignore it. Instead, maybe like the gardener, we have to look past those thick, angry surface reactions and follow that helplessness down into another layer of shallow roots, our roots of conditioned identities that were formed out of very difficult situations when we were really young. This is where the victim identity is found. There we find this fragile, trembling little root belief system, and it's from our history. And it's just crying out, oh, I'm completely powerless. There's no one here to help me. I can't do anything to protect myself or the people that I really care about. Oh, and it's just so not fair. It's just all happening to me, and I really don't feel safe. Well, before you try to change the world, or even to change your mind right now, there's one thing that you must do if you want to transform this part of you that feels powerless. If you bypass this, you're going to oscillate back and forth between the angry part of you and the part of you that feels powerless. So instead of ignoring or judging this part of you as being weak or spiritually immature, you must first pause. Notice what you're feeling. Pause right here. Get fully present to how you feel, what your emotions are, and what the sensations are in your body. Your body is probably contracting. Fear does that to us. And then once you stop reacting, just notice, this is where your transformation begins. And second, just acknowledge that there's part of you that really is fearful and very, very anxious. And then there's another part of you that's been summoned to protect you by getting angry and fiercely complaining. And this is your fight or flight survival system trying to help you. It's working for you. And so now I'm going to invite you just to drop down into your heart space. And I just want you to feel deep compassion for yourself. Just understand that this part of you, it felt completely helpless long ago when you really were very young. And just notice something that's really important. Right now, here you are relating to that part of you. You're not relating from it. And what that means is that you're free. Once you can do that, it no longer controls you. And so as you just sit quietly with this, just breathe into the contraction that is in your chest that comes from this fear. And then just imagine saying to the trembling little belief root and its angry protector, I see you. I see how deeply you care and how terrified you are. You don't have to fix the world. You are safe with me right now. And hear this, exactly as you are. And take another deep breath as you say that. You see, this act of loving awareness and acceptance is the greater power. It creates the exact emotional environment that's needed to dissolve that old survival identity that was driving those reactions in the first place. You're letting love do the heavy lifting. Wow. Love eases our tension and it brings you clarity and guidance. And only when that little victim root is seen and accepted with love is it going to feel safe. And that's when you are free from just automatically being run by this fear-based system. And this is the moment that you shift out of the victim state of consciousness into the true creator power that you are. And once this happens, you stop pushing against that chaotic surface world. And then you come to realize that while you can't control the global storm, but you're directly connected to the absolute dynamic power that's connected to divine love. It is divine love. That love is your spiritual taproot. It's unchanging, it's limitless. It's the original source from which your true significance and power flows. Oh, just take that in for a moment. See, when you anchor there, that external division just loses its power over your nervous system. You use that heavy friction of today's world not to build your own defenses, but to drive you deeper into your unshakable inner authority. Now you can see how life's storms happen for you, not to you. So before we close, I want you just to take another deep breath and to just sit with this one reflection question. Where might you be giving away your creative energy by waiting for a broken world to fix itself, when your own fearful root system is simply calling you and asking for your compassion and acceptance? So please share your heart with me in the safe space in the pinned comments below. I really do hope to see you again here in the orchard. It's your sanctuary for deep transformation, which is the place where actual, true, real change really takes place. So until next time, bye for now.